I don't know how to put it. It's not a tutorial, but they're kind of giving this little vlog of them. Yeah, what's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction. If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq, and you're not locked into KRXOVR Media. If you saw my reaction to We The Ones by the 98s, you would know how I reacted to those previews at the end. I think that this is actually one of the songs that they teased towards the end. I'm not sure if they teased Billy's song. I actually reacted to that one. I don't know which one of these reactions are coming out first, but I know that Billy had his solo. Now DA has his. They actually teased it a little bit during one of those questions when they asked about Billy having a single song or something like that in the episode of Dual 98 Think the Same. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to hear what this one is saying. People have been asking for it, so I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. Yeah, the way that they edited this one was cold. Well, recorded it. Well, and edit too. I saw the previews and stuff. BK. Off rip, this doesn't sound like a BK beat. And BK, I think I could confidently say BK is probably my favorite drill producer right now. But nonetheless, it doesn't really sound very BK. I'm not. At least maybe we'll hear what they're saying later. But yeah. Now it sounds BK. I knew it. I had a feeling.
From sundown to the morning, trying to put sun down, but it's still responding.
Yeah,
early in the AM,
that's the line that they teased in the We The Ones.
From sundown to the morning, trying to put sun down, but it keeps responding. Early in the AM, I'm checking my PM and night, surprised he's calling. Only had 3 hours of rest, I'm stressed from yesterday's warring. I got hits and crash on the line like, yo, get dressed, we can do more touring. Gun controlling away.
Man, you not tired? Give the up block a rest, big fella.
I got hits and crash on the line like, yo, get dressed, we can do more touring. Shotgun controlling, away am I missing a goal wide open. Already pulled up on these backshop use. Bags and boots and the bells are swollen. Setting it there and then, not later. With a lazy.
You know, even though I said that, it still doesn't necessarily sound very BK. It's not to say that producers have to stay within a particular sound. He kind of threw in a little bit of the vocals towards that beginning part. Right after I said it doesn't sound like a BK beat, but it does still sound very 98. So let's hear what they're saying later on.
Touring, shotgun controlling, away am I missing a goal wide open. Already pulled up on these backshop use. Bags and boots and the bells are swollen. Setting it there and then, not later. With a lazy, you're done if you're chosen. My niggas are down for whatever, whether it's treasure or 18 rolling. I told bro pattern the tints was
the fact that they're actually like doing a little, I don't know how to put it. It's not a tutorial, but they're kind of giving this little vlog of them going on a glide. Seemingly, you know, allegedly, I guess, but whatever.
Niggas are down for whatever, whether it's treasure or 18 rolling. I told bro pattern the tints was a pattern the plating after I risk it. I'm in a boat trying to fish me a biscuit, or I'm on block trying to take off the English. He said he got aim, but he missed it. I'll show you about.
There's a lot going on. I also like how they edited this. I like how they throw in the little things in the corner. It's a little different. Even like them taking the approach that they did with like the aerial camera and everything. I saw some of the behind the scenes stuff where they use that. So I like this approach. It's very unique for a drill video. I can say that much.
And then, not later. With a lazy, you're done if you're chosen. My niggas are down for whatever, whether it's treasure or 18 rolling. I told bro pattern the tints was a pattern the plating after I risk it. I'm in a boat trying to fish me a biscuit, or I'm on block trying to take off the English. He said he got aim, but he missed it. I'll show you.
Man said, I'm trying to fish me a biscuit. If I recall correctly, biscuit is like a crack rock or whatever. So I think I could be wrong.
I told bro pattern the tints was a pattern the plating after I risk it. I'm in a boat trying to fish me a biscuit, or I'm on block trying to take off the English. He said he got aim, but he missed it. I'll show you about aim. My thing's wicked. I see man trip up his friend, he's wicked. Spill those sorts of liquor. I see man spill it a couple of times. I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times. I smoke on the back to the show man a couple of signs.
First of all, what BK is doing, this is a slightly different approach to the way that he's using the vocal samples. Usually the vocals a little bit more bright. This time around, like the vocals are there, but it's kind of like gliding underneath his voice and like in the background. A lot, I don't want to say a lot different, but when I think of like songs like, for example, Billions, where the vocals were a lot more pronounced, so we're out there, they're in your face. This time around, you kind of have to be really listening for it in order to catch the vocals.
I see man spill it a couple of times. I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times. I smoke on the back to the show man a couple of signs. More than a couple of caps, man's clocked in a couple of rhymes. It got messy a couple of times. I see man spill it a couple of times. I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times. I smoke on the back to the show man a couple of signs.
I like this hook a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, like it's super simple, but something about it obviously I don't resonate with the experience, but I just like the way that he's using the rhyme scheme, the fact that he's using the that really consistent cadence with a couple of times and a couple of lines, like those little things. It just works really well.
I see man spill it a couple of times. I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times, I smoke on the back to show man a couple of signs. More than a couple of cats, man's clocked in a couple of rhymes. You got messy a couple of times. Got a get out the back of the J's come raiding. Do anything to evade it, I can't know nothing they're saying. I'm back seat with boots in the boot. I ain't heading to training.
What I like about this is I like the storytelling a lot. The way that they chose to tell this narrative. I just can't get over the choice of cinematography, like the way that they choose to capture this. Like when I was watching the behind the scenes, it was like I can't imagine recording a video using the kind of equipment that they were using, but seeing how it gave them this product, it's really interesting, you know?
Think to evade it, I can't know nothing they're saying. I'm back seat with boots in the boot. I ain't heading to training. Bro loves them a side by side with the over and unders, Mac and they're aiming. I see bro doing on combat, G-lock out with his blade exchanging. Waiting patient man, I hating, I ain't complaining, the vex man's rated. Spin round here, the show's donating, they spinning, they wrong when the spin's rotating.
Yeah, like DA probably has among my favorite flows in the 98s. There's Unknown T, but I think DA, in terms of flows, I think DA might be my favorite flow aside from Unknown T in the 98s. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think so, because he's just so smooth with it.
I see bro doing on combat, G-lock out with his blade exchanging. Waiting patient man, I hating, I ain't complaining, the vex man's rated. Spin round here, the show's donating, they spinning, they wrong when the spin's rotating. I'm on man's back like probation, and the scoreboard stays updating. Any location, any occasion.
What they did with the beat, like those are the moments that I really enjoy. Like when they just decide to do these variations in the beat instead of letting the beat loop, you know what I mean? BK, what I really enjoy about his beats is that it's an experience top to bottom. Like if I was listening to just the beat on this one, I know that I would appreciate it because BK kind of treats the instrumental as its own song in a way, you know? I think that's why Billions was so good, because you could choose to listen in on what Millions was saying, or you could just hone in on the vibe and just the way that it sounds musically, you know?
The vex man's rated. Spin round here, the show's donating, they spinning, they wrong when the spin's rotating. I'm on man's back like probation, and the scoreboard stays updating. Any location, any occasion, I make it a hell of a night. Don't look in the right, that's a devilish sight. Straight face like I weren't involved, I said that I'm dead, but the evidence mine. Suit black top, that reverend type. And I see man's terrible fright, them boy they make bare irrelevant lies. We don't pull up at your residence, guys. I see man spill it a couple of times, I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times, I smoke on the back to the show man a couple of signs. More than a couple of cats, man's clocked in a couple of rhymes. It got messy a couple of times. I see man spill it a couple of times, I see man step out.
See, those are the small moments in storytelling and just overall construction of a video that I like. The fact that he did the thing where he threw whatever it was over the video and it kind of muffled the music a little bit.
I'm just smoking the back to the show man a couple of signs. More than a couple of cats, man's clocked in a couple of rhymes. It got messy a couple of times. I see man spill it a couple of times. I see man step out of station smiling after writing a couple of lines. More than a couple of times, just smoking the back to the show man a couple of signs. More than a couple of cats, man's clocked in a couple of rhymes. It got messy a couple of times.
I enjoyed this. This just cemented to me why I really believe that DA is so stepped on. Shout outs to BK too, because he ate that. That was hilarious to watch, by the way. Make sure y'all go watch that. So in this channel, we hold the vowels. That means we're gonna get straight into it, and this one gets just below a 9 for me. Truth be told, this definitely cemented in my mind that DA is probably among my favorite out of the 98s. Honestly, as a collective, I would say they're probably the best collective in terms of drill music right now. But overall, they're all super talented. But every time I hear DA, whether it be in a set, whether it be on a song, I just feel like he's so underappreciated. One of the things that I really enjoy about his style in particular is that his flow is very smooth. Sometimes artists, they have very skippy or kind of choppy flows. So somebody like, for example, V9, where he does this thing where he purposely spaces out bars, right? Then you have somebody like Unknown T, who's constantly switching up, doing these really crazy sequences, while DA, on the other hand, he's very smooth, very straightforward, and he delivers his lines with so much clarity and fluency. It's like he just has his own little lane within the 98s. And despite the flow not really having that many moments that really excite me, which is what usually gets 9s out of me for flows, again, it's just the way that DA flows so smoothly. Like, I don't think I could think of anybody off the top of my head who flows similarly to him. The only other person, maybe Central C. So I'm thinking, you know, if a DA and Central C track came out, that would be cold, just because of the way that they both flow. But I do think that Central C has more switch ups, while DA, he does kind of keep a relatively smooth and consistent flow. The beat again is by one of my favorite producers out of the UK. BK is so talented. He has everything that I personally love out of music, out of beats and everything when he makes his beats. So that's the main reason why I'm giving this one at least a 9, but I also don't think it's my favorite beat from BK. Again, when I think of something like, for example, Billions and other tracks that he's produced, there have been other moments that have made me jump out of my seat. While this one is just underneath that, but it did have those moments, for example, when the beat got a little bit skippy, when he slipped in those vocals very subtly. Those are the things that I really love about BK's beats, because it makes the beat a part of an experience, not necessarily just what the artist is doing. Lyrically, I do know that DA had a lot of moments in here that were very subtle, very straightforward, but also very clever at the same time. So that's the main reason why I'm definitely giving it an 8.5 for the lyricism. But it didn't really have any moments that were just like, whoa, you said that? You know what I mean? Like there wasn't that many moments that really surprised me as to how he put it together, or just like super duper unique. And I think that's probably the main deciding factor for this one, because I think that DA has had more moments that have gotten me a little bit more excited, but I think that more so the focus on this one was the storytelling aspect than like the bars, in terms of like the one-off punchlines and everything. So I can definitely give it its credit for that much. And as usual, anything that I don't catch, I'll make sure that I annotate it throughout this video. But honestly, as I'm listening to it this time around, there really weren't that many bars that were super shocking and surprising. But again, at the end of the day, it's also about how he constructs an experience, and that's also what this whole video did. This whole video was an experience. But nonetheless, honestly, the 98s have a sound that personally almost always gives it near perfect replay value to me. Like just the stuff that they have, like the strings and the vocals, all of those things, regardless of the producer, they stay very consistent and it works very well for them. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Which artist from the 98s do you really want to hear a solo track from? Like I said, I heard Billy's and that one was phenomenal, caught me completely off guard. So I'm really excited to see that the 98s are venturing off individually and showing us that they can hold their own on their own tracks. But nonetheless, let me know what y'all think, and as always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.